Hello everybody, Thomas Hadley here. Thank you so much for clicking onto this video. What this video is the review to Power Rangers Beast Morphers episode 6, which is called Hangar Heist. So basically, it's a continuation of last episode, which is them trying to figure out the data and all the stuff that are going on with the Giga drones, and they were able to put one to sleep, so they're able to, look at all the wiring, looking at all the circuits, looking at all that kind of stuff to see what kind of technology they could come up with the Giga drone. Well, there's a lot of characterization with Devin in this episode. It's a lot of what would a leader do type of situation. And honestly, I feel like they kind of did something with him that I didn't think his character would have done, which is not listening to the other guys. I know that it was something that had to be learned by somebody or whatever, but I think that in this episode, it was kind of against Devin's character that this would have happened to begin with. I think he's more of a guy that would listen to the other guys and figure out, what would be the best thing to do, because I did feel like he was a good leader. And with this episode, it kind of almost took a step back to be like, he's got to learn this. But I feel like with the way that he was, I feel like he would have already had that characteristic. But maybe not, but honestly, with this episode, there was a lot. Okay, so basically, the main thing that I've disliked about Power Rangers in general is that every week it's something goes on with somebody, whether it's something light or something heavy, then they battle the regular guy, normal-sized bad guy, and then the big Megazord fight. So every week it's the same thing. My favorite episodes growing up were always the team-ups, the first episodes and the last episodes, and sometimes there's more like the Wild West Rangers in Mighty Morphin. There were episodes where it didn't keep going on with the, construction of normal Power Rangers. And I feel like this season is doing a lot better with keeping the interest going. This is episode 6, and I haven't felt, disconjoined from the episode because they're not doing it the exact same way every time. But also, it's just the 6th episode. There's a lot that's still to come, but it seems as though they're doing a lot better with, not staying to a specific formula. And this episode had a lot of human interaction. It was a lot of them being demorphed, talking to each other, a lot of simulation going on, but there was a Ben and Betty thing, the rocket stuff that was happening at the beginning. I feel like that almost dragged on too long. That's my one little gripe about this episode. I feel like that the stuff with the rockets took a little bit longer than it should have, but I think it made sense to keep it going with the storyline by the end of it with Ravi and Devin, doing some, bonding and leader stuff. But Zoe didn't really have any lines in this episode. She had a few morphed, and she had a couple, but it was mainly a Devin Ravi episode. There's not much extra going on, and I do feel like, yes, it was a good lesson learned for, children or whatever, whoever's watching it, but I did feel like Devin didn't even need this to begin with. I feel like he would have been a good guy to just listen to the people, but then we wouldn't have had this episode. Maybe they could have done it in a different way. Maybe they could have tried a different algorithm to make it work in the same way with the Megazords coming up. And also, that's another thing. They were about to have to fight a Megazord, or one of the Giga drones, the big ones, just them being by themselves. And Devin got the Megazord, or got his Zord, and then he had to fight another Gigadrone, and then they ended up having to fight two at the end. And I thought that was a cool little twist, especially considering this is the first time we've seen the Megazord since for Beast Morphers in general. So this being the 6th episode, the first time they're showing the Megazord, I think that's really awesome, them slow burning it and not making it so formulaic. So I think that this episode was pretty well done, and I do think that it was a good episode. I haven't had any problems, major problems with any of the episodes so far in Beast Morphers, but the only gripe that I do have is about just the characterization development for Devin in this episode, because I feel like he would have already had that characteristic. But I may be wrong. What do you guys think? Please leave in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you did end up liking it. If you didn't, or I missed something, please leave in the comments below. Also, check out some of my other videos. I do music reactions, I do my own music, I do movie reaction review things. So yeah, just if you check out some of those other things and you like this video as well, please subscribe. I'd highly appreciate that. And I'll see you guys next video. Goodbye.